Question 1. In light of recent developments in energy compliance, a service manager is tasked with upgrading the refrigerant systems of a regional grocery chain that uses R22 in all its refrigeration units. The chain operates in multiple states, and their new sustainability initiative mandates transitioning dope refrigerants. The manager is weighing the decision between retrofitting with R407 or fully replacing the systems. Factors should most influence the decision beyond immediate cost. A. The compatibility of R407 with existing evaporator coils and compressor oil types. B. The deburrating difference between R407 and R22. C. The anticipated enforcement timeline of EPA/SNAP rules in each state. D. The ease of technician training for R407 systems. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. While refrigerant compatibility A. Debut considerations. B. Irrelevant. C. Is most critical for long-term planning. Under the EPA/SNAP, significant new alternatives policy rules, refrigerant phase-outs vary by jurisdiction. States under the California Air Resources Board, CARB, or aligned with the U.S. Climate Alliance may already restrict hid-dope refrigerants. Not accounting for regulatory phase-in timelines could lead to stranded assets or fines. Technician training D is minor in comparison to regulatory compliance risk. 40 CFR Part 82, Subpart G. Question 2. Based on the information provided, Mr. Alvarez is leading a team of 5 HVAC technicians responsible for servicing critical chiller systems in a hospital. One technician consistently completes jobs more slowly and receives low customer satisfaction scores. However, this technician demonstrates high technical skill in diagnostics. What is the best course of action for Mr. Alvarez to improve overall team performance? They offer a time management workshop for the technician. B. Reassign the technician to a behind-the-scenes technical support role. C. Publicly address the technician's performance in the next team meeting. D. Increase the technician's workload to push efficiency. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Reassigning to a support role leverages strengths in diagnostics while minimizing customer interaction where performance lags. This aligns with performance management principles under situational leadership theory, which emphasizes matching individual strengths to role demands. Public confrontation C is demotivating. Workshops say a generic may not address the core issue. Adding pressure D without first resolving the root causes may worsen performance. Blanchard and Hersey's situational leadership model, lines. Question 3. To illustrate this point, what is the most effective method for an HVACR service manager to reduce callbacks related to variable refrigerant flow (VRF) systems in a multi-unit residential complex? A. Require factory certification for all technicians before handling ERF systems. B. Install redundancy in all condensing units. C. Outsource ERF servicing to third-party specialists. D. Increase refrigerant line length to reduce capacity mismatch. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. ERF systems are complex, and A. Ensures technicians are properly trained to prevent common errors like improper evacuation or commissioning. Manufacturer-specific training aligns with quality control best practices and reduces warranty claims. Option B. Adds cost without addressing human error. C. Risks loss of internal quality oversight. D. Is incorrect and could degrade system performance. Refer to ASHRAE Guidelines 15 and 34 and manufacturer training mandates. Question 4. Taking into account increasing customer expectations, Isa Patel notices rising dissatisfaction scores in post-service surveys despite meeting technical service KPIs. Which of the following strategies is most likely to bridge the gap between technical success and perceived value? A. Improve response time for service calls. B. Implement empathy training for technicians. C. Offer service discounts for negative feedback. D. Shorten service windows to under 1 hour. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Empathy training. B. Improves communication and customer interaction, which is often more important to satisfaction than purely technical performance. HVACR managers must address the emotional experience of service delivery per customer relationship management models like Net Promoter Score (NPS). Options A and D focus on logistics, not perception. Option C may reduce margins without fixing the issue. BRM toolkit. Smackna best practices. Question 5. The central argument for adopting predictive maintenance software is often questioned by small HVACR service providers. What is the most compelling justification for implementing such technology in a mid-sized commercial HVACR service firm? A. It allows customers to monitor system health directly. B. It reduces technician overtime and manual paperwork. C. It ensures compliance with OSHA reporting standards. D. It facilitates proactive service scheduling and reduces unplanned downtime. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Predictive maintenance tools reduce downtime, improve client satisfaction, and optimize resource deployment. D. Addresses both operational efficiency and strategic scheduling. Option A may create liability if misused. B is a byproduct, not the core value. C is irrelevant. OSHA doesn't require predictive software. This aligns with ISO 55000 standards for asset management and lean service operations. Question 6. When faced with an ongoing refrigerant leak in a cold storage facility, Istanovik, an experienced service manager, opts to recharge the system repeatedly over 2 weeks instead of scheduling shutdown to perform repairs. Technician objects, which principle most clearly explains why Istanovik's decision violates best practice. A. It increases risk of violating OSHA confined space protocols. B. It compromises system superheat and subcooling calibration. C. It contravenes EPA Section 608 leak repair requirements. D. It may expose the evaporator coil to high pressure. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Repeated recharging without repair violates EPA 40 CFR Part 82, Subpart F, Section 608. Systems containing 50 pounds of refrigerant must be repaired within 30 days if leaks exceed 10% comfort cooling or 20% refrigeration. Istanovik's decision may incur fines and legal penalties. A is unrelated unless entry occurs. B and D are technical risks but not legal violations. The technician was correct to raise concern. Question 7. During the process of monthly inventory audits, the service manager at Polartec HVACR notices discrepancies in parts records and technician van stock. What internal control should be implemented to most effectively reduce unauthorized part usage? A. Requiring technicians to submit photos of installed parts. B. Increasing the frequency of inventory orders. C. Assigning a warehouse manager to sign off on all outgoing parts. D. Deploying RFID tags on all parts for tracking. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Authorization control is a key internal accounting practice. PAGOP and SOX-like standards for private firms, requiring sign-off. C. Establishes accountability and reduces theft or misuse. Option D may be ideal but is expensive. Option A adds burden with questionable reliability. B may worsen the issue. Implementing segregation of duties is a cornerstone of inventory management in HVACR operations. Question 8. Contrary to popular belief, ISINJUN believes skipping regular toolbox talks will not significantly affect job site safety outcomes. Which of the following contradicts her assumption based on OSHA and proven industry best practices? A. Toolbox talks are legally required by OSHA for HVACR sites. B. Toolbox talks are the most effective method for PPE distribution. C. Toolbox talks reinforce safety culture and improve hazard recognition. D. Toolbox talks are only useful when delivered by third-party trainers. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Regular toolbox talks. C. Are critical for reinforcing safety culture, improving hazard recognition, and reducing incidents. OSHA does not legally require them per se, but they are a recognized best practice under the General Duty Clause, Section 581. A is factually incorrect. B misrepresents the purpose. D is false. The supervisor-led talks are effective. Studies show weekly talks correlate with fewer recordable incidents in HVACR environments. Question 9. Among the various service optimization strategies, which is the most effective for reducing fuel costs and vehicle wear in a 10-truck service fleet? A. Switching to hybrid or electric service vehicles. B. Installing GPS systems and optimizing technician routes. C. Scheduling longer service windows for fewer trips. D. Incentivizing technicians to carpool. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Fleet optimization through GPS tracking and route planning. B. Yields immediate fuel and maintenance savings. It supports fleet management best practices outlined in NOFA fleet management standards. While A. has long-term merit, upfront costs are high. C. Risks lower customer satisfaction. D. is impractical in most dispatch scenarios. Route optimization also reduces environmental impact, support sustainability goals. Question 10. Focusing specifically on technician onboarding, Mr. Daniels seeks to reduce the time it takes for new hires to operate independently on jobs. What approach is most aligned with adult learning theory and field readiness? A. Shadowing experienced techs for 60 days before any solo work. B. Requiring completion of manufacturer's learning modules before field visits. C. Assigning real jobs under supervision with weekly coaching feedback. D. Sending new hires to third-party certification bootcamps. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Adult learning theory Knowles emphasizes hands-on learning, feedback, and relevance. Option C enables experiential learning with mentorship. A. May delay growth. B. Lacks contextual reinforcement. D. May offer credentials but not job readiness. Progressive responsibility with coaching builds confidence and competence per innate training frameworks and ACAM best practices. Question 11. With the advent of new energy benchmarking regulations, Mr. Simmons is reviewing a proposal to retrofit a commercial rooftop unit with variable frequency drives, VFDS, or supply fans. The building is in a climate zone with wide seasonal temperature swings. What additional factors should he prioritize to ensure optimal performance and regulatory alignment? A. Ensure proper modulation of economizer dampers. B. Upgrade the unit's condensate drain track. C. Adjust defrost cycles to match seasonal loads. D. Replace the compressor with a scroll-type model. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Adding VFDS improves efficiency, but if economizer dampers aren't properly modulated, energy savings can be negated. Per ASHRAE 90.1 and IC Energy Codes, integration between VFDS and economizers ensures outside air control is balanced with fan speed. B and C are maintenance related but not central to performance here. D isn't required unless compressor efficiency is a factor. Economizer control is key in varying climates for savings and compliance. Question 12. From a practical standpoint, Ortega is setting annual goals for her field service team. Last year, the company faced high turnover and several unresolved customer complaints. Which API should be most emphasized in the strategic plan to support both retention and client satisfaction? A. Mean time to service completion. B. First time fix rate FFR. C. Number of service calls per technician. D. Technician cross-training hours. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. FTFR-B is a leading indicator of both customer satisfaction and technician confidence that reflects accuracy in diagnostics, inventory readiness, and training. Core to retention and satisfaction, while A and C indicate productivity, they don't capture service quality. D is important but supports FFR indirectly. High FTFR aligns with lean service principles, improves trust, reduces rework costs. Refer to CAS Service Management Metrics Guide. Question 13. When evaluating the merits of dispatch software upgrades, Mr. Liu considers adding AI-based scheduling features. His team is skeptical. What is the primary benefit of AI-assisted scheduling for HVACR field service? A. Eliminates the need for dispatcher roles. B. It guarantees customer satisfaction scores improve. C. It dynamically assigns jobs based on technician skills, location, and availability. D. It predicts weather patterns for HVAC performance. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. AI-based dispatching tools. C. Improve operational efficiency by using real-time data to optimize assignments, minimizing travel, improving FTFR, and matching skill sets to job types. They support service logistics optimization in line with SMACNA and MET best practices. A. Is untrue. Dispatchers still oversee exceptions. B. Is speculative. D. May assist performance diagnostics, but not scheduling. AI supports better decision-making, not full automation. Question 14. While examining refrigerant loss logs, Barrett observes that multiple technicians repeatedly recharged the same walk-in freezer system. Leak detection tests are noted, but no follow-up repairs were documented. What should Barrett do to address both compliance and accountability? A. Report the technicians to the EPA for enforcement. B. Conduct a refrigerant leak audit and review technician logs. C. Immediately terminate technicians for policy violations. D. Reduce refrigerant charging privileges for all staff. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. A refrigerant leak audit B ensures compliance with EPA Section 608 and establishes accountability without jumping to punitive actions. The EPA requires repairs for leaks exceeding thresholds and proper documentation of detection and service actions. A is premature. C and D are reactive and may worsen morale. A structured audit followed by corrective training aligns with both environmental compliance and performance improvement. Question 15. From multiple perspectives, it is challenging to forecast workload in mixed-use buildings due to occupancy variability. Which strategy is most effective for an HVACR service manager to forecast labor needs more accurately? A. Use last year's average service calls by month. B. Rely on customer-initiated work orders only. C. Implement historical trend and weather-adjusted modeling. D. Schedule based on fixed technician rotation regardless of load. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Weather-adjusted workload modeling. C. Uses historical data and climate patterns to predict demand. This method aligns with predictive analytics practices in workforce management software like FieldEdge or ServiceCitizen. A. Ignores variability. B. Is reactive, not strategic. D. Lacks flexibility. Combining weather data and occupancy trends leads to efficient labor utilization and fewer missed slots. Question 16. Examining the consequences of ineffective inventory practices, Mr. Jenkins finds that frequently used parts are often out of stock, while rarely used items are overstocked. What tool or method would best support him in aligning inventory with actual service needs? A. Annual inventory accounts. B. Use of first in first out FIFO shelving. C. ABC inventory classification based on usage. D. Technician reports on parts used. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. ABC classification. C. Groups items by usage and value are being high use high value, B. Moderate, and C. Low use or low value. This method is standard in inventory control systems, ensuring focus on high turnover items. A. Is insufficient in isolation. B. Addresses spoilage, not demand alignment. D. Is helpful but lacks systematic analysis. ABC aligns with just-in-time JIT practices and lean inventory management. Question 17. Demonstrated by a recent customer survey, the primary complaint about after-hours emergency HVAC service wasn't response time or resolution, but communication. Which approach is best to improve after-hours customer experience? A. Automate after-hours call forwarding to technician mobile phones. B. Provide live updates via SMS or app notifications to customers. C. Reduce the number of calls accepted after 6 p.m. D. Charge premium to filter out non-urgent calls. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Live status updates. B. Via digital channels create transparency and reduce frustration. Key in customer service experience design. This supports modern ERM strategies where communication equals value. A. May overload technicians. C. Reduces service levels. D. Introduces barriers. Real-time communication aligns with consumer expectations and is common in field service platforms, e.g. ServiceCitizen, HouseCall Pro. Question 18. To better understand HVAC technician job satisfaction is Kumar conducts a focus group. One theme that emerges is that techs feel micromanaged and lack autonomy. What managerial adjustment is most aligned with increasing morale and engagement? A. Allow technicians to select their own service routes. B. Decrease field performance monitoring by 50%. C. Implement goal-based management with autonomy in how goals are achieved. D. Shift to a fully remote dispatch model. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Goal-based management. C. Empowers employees with autonomy, increasing ownership and engagement as supported by self-determination theory. Design Ryan aligns with transformational leadership, emphasizing vision and trust. A. May impair route efficiency. B. Removes accountability. D. Has logistical concerns. Autonomy within clear frameworks enhances retention and productivity. Question 19. In response to increasing environmental regulations, a service manager is tasked with developing a refrigerant tracking system. What is the primary benefit of such a system beyond compliance? A. It reduces the need for technician EPA certifications. B. It helps verify that all the systems meet HRConquer 15 safety protocols. C. It enables leak trend analysis and proactive system upgrades. D. It automates compressor oil sampling. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Refrigerant tracking systems. C. Support leak rate analysis, accountability, and preventive maintenance, offering operational insights beyond regulatory needs. This aligns with EPA Section 608 and ISO 14001 environmental standards. A is false. Certifications are still required. B and D are not directly tied to tracking software. Proactive planning based on data helps reduce costs and environmental impact. Question 20. According to recent studies, HVACR affirms that implement technician mentorship programs have lower turnover rates. What is the most likely reason for this effect? A. Mentors reduce the cost of training. B. New technicians avoid formal classroom sessions. C. Mentorship fosters social belonging and skill confidence. D. Mentors handle administrative onboarding tasks. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Mentorship. C. Increases engagement, learning retention, and team cohesion, supporting Maslow's belonging needs and Benjuro's social learning theory. Confidence and connection reduce early turnover. A. May occur but isn't the core reason. B. Undercuts formal training value. D. Is administrative and not central. Studies show mentorship increases technician satisfaction and retention by over 20%. BLS Technician Retention Report. NATE Training Framework. Question 21. In the absence of scheduled maintenance, Mr. Jackson notices recurring compressor failures on several commercial rooftop units. He suspects lubrication issues. What is the most important preventive step the service manager should mandate? A. Regular oil analysis and replacement per manufacturer guidelines. B. Increasing the refrigeration charge slightly to improve compressor lubrication. C. Cleaning condenser coils monthly to reduce compressor load. D. Upgrading compressors to a newer model with better seals. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Proper lubrication via oil analysis and replacement prevents compressor wear and failure as recommended by manufacturers like Copeland and Scroll Tech. Overcharging refrigerant. B. Risks damage. Core cleaning. C. Helps efficiency but not directly lubrication. Upgrading. D. Is capital intensive and reactive. Regular oil maintenance aligns with HRConquer 15 and system longevity best practices. Question 22. Throughout the course of an internal safety audit, Is Fernandez notes several employees not wearing the required PPE in mechanical rooms. What should be the manager's immediate action consistent with OSHA regulations? A. Issue verbal warnings and retrain staff on PPE use. B. Post additional signage in mechanical rooms. C. Report employees to OSHA compliance officers. D. Provide monetary incentives for PPE compliance. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. OSHA's 29 CFR 1910.132 requires employers to enforce PPE use through training and corrective action, starting with warnings and education. Posting signs. B. Helps but doesn't ensure compliance. Reporting. C. Is premature unless violations persist. Incentives. D. May supplement but not immediate corrective steps. The goal is to protect workers and avoid penalties. Question 23. Under the assumption that an HVACR service company wants to reduce carbon footprint, which strategy is most effective without major capital expenditure? A. Switching all service vehicles to electric models immediately. B. Implementing driver behavior monitoring to reduce idling and harsh braking. C. Installing solar panels at the company headquarters. D. Purchasing carbon offsets for all company travel. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Behavior monitoring. B. Can reduce fuel consumption significantly and quickly with minimal cost, transitioning fleet, say, or installing solar. C. Requires heavy investment, carbon offsets. D. Mitigate but don't reduce direct emissions. F. A SmartWay program supports driver behavior as key strategy for carbon reduction in fleet operations. Question 24. Within the framework of customer relationship management, Mr. Thompson finds that his technicians often fail to document customer preferences and past issues. What is the most effective way to improve this documentation? A. Require technicians to complete CRM forms immediately after each job. B. Have dispatchers collect customer feedback post-visit. C. Use voice-to-text mobile app features integrated with the CRM. D. Train technicians to memorize common customer preferences. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Voice-to-text mobile apps. C. Streamline real-time documentation, reducing errors and improving data quality. Immediate form filling. A. Is effective but often neglected due to time pressure. Dispatchers. B. Have indirect access and can't replace first-hand notes. Memorization. D. Is unrealistic. Efficient data capture improves service personalization and customer retention. Question 25. Considering the evidence, a service manager is debating between fixed-price service contracts and time and material billing for a large commercial client. Which factor should most influence the choice? A. Predictability of service call volume and types. B. The client's preference for monthly billing. C. The number of technicians available. D. The availability of seasonal discounts. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Fixed-price contracts require predictable workload and service needs to avoid losses. When call volume types fluctuate, time and material team billing is safer. Client billing preferences. B. Are secondary to risk management. Technician count. C. Affects capacity but not contract type. Discounts. D. Do not impact contract structure. Risk analysis is essential for profitability under SMACNA service contract guidelines. Question 26. As illustrated by recent OSHA inspection reports, the most common HVACR workplace injury relates to slips, trips, and falls. What operational change can most reduce this hazard? A. Increase PPE use focused on slip-resistant footwear. B. Conduct regular site housekeeping and hazard inspections. C. Limit technician work hours to reduce fatigue. D. Use automatic HVACR system controls to reduce manual interventions. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. What PPEA helps housekeeping and inspections. B. Directly prevent slip hazards by eliminating debris, spills, and obstacles. Fatigue management. C. Is important but less direct. Automation. D. Improves system operation but doesn't address physical hazards on site. OSHA recommends active hazard identification and correction to reduce falls. Question 27. At the heart of this issue, Mr. Bennett is addressing a conflict between two senior technicians competing for leadership roles. What conflict resolution style should he adopt to most effectively maintain team cohesion? A. Avoidance by postponing discussion. B. Collaboration by facilitating a joint problem-solving session. C. Competition by selecting one technician immediately. D. Accommodation by deferring to the more experienced technician. Answer. At the heart of this issue, Mr. Bennett is addressing a conflict between two senior technicians competing for leadership roles. What conflict resolution style should he adopt to most effectively maintain team cohesion? A. Avoidance by postponing discussion. B. Collaboration by facilitating a joint problem-solving session. C. Competition by selecting one technician immediately. D. Accommodation by deferring to the more experienced technician. Question 20. Looking at the data on customer complaints notices that the majority stem from inaccurate quotes leading to unexpected charges. What procedural change would most reduce this problem? A. Implement a detailed pre-service inspection checklist and standardized quoting process. B. Lower all prices to cover potential extra work. C. Train technicians to avoid giving quotes altogether. D. Increase service call fees to cover all contingencies. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. A detailed inspection and standard quoting process A increases transparency and accuracy, aligning expectations and reducing disputes, lowering prices. B reduces margins unsustainably, avoiding quotes. C damages trust, increasing fees. D risks losing customers. Clear communication aligns with the customer service standards. Question 29. In comparison with traditional thermostatic expansion valve (ESES), what is the primary advantage of electronically controlled expansion valves (EVs) in commercial HVACR systems? A. Lower initial cost and simpler design. B. Improved precision in refrigerant flow control and adaptability. C. Reduced need for regular maintenance. D. Compatibility with all refrigerants. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Each provide fine control over refrigerant flow, adapting dynamically to load conditions, improving efficiency and system stability as per ASHRAE handbook. HVAC systems and equipment EVS are simpler and cheaper, but less precise. Maintenance needs C vary. Compatibility D depends on valve materials. EVs are preferred in variable load applications. Question 30. Research indicates that integrating energy efficiency incentives into service proposals increases contract acceptance rates. What is a key reason for this effect? A. Incentives reduce the total cost of ownership for the customer. B. Incentives simplify the paperwork process. C. Incentives guarantee energy savings. D. Incentives allow immediate installation without approvals. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Incentives reduce upfront or lifecycle costs, making projects more financially attractive and justifiable, aligning with DOE and utility rebate program guidelines. Incentives do not guarantee savings. C. And do not necessarily simplify paperwork. B. Or speed installation. D. They support customer ROI and decision-making.